Because when you relax through, you can push right through the challenge, just like you did.
So here's the deal, if you don't get to the why, you're gonna be lost.
What am I supposed to be trying to say?
I want you to be selfless right now. 1, 2, 3.
I tried to explain.
I don't want you to think about getting through the monologue. Yes!
Let's go!
Because my job isn't to work the monologue. My job is to work on you.
It's not about how many classes are on the resume. It's about your work ethic and persistence.
Who's further along than they were when they walked in the ring? Agreeing is so good, it's so important, a foundational element of improv.
I am Amelia Jones.
If we agree and don't add something, then we have nothing to build on.
Well, I'm thinking about firing you.
Please don't do that. Characters! So you gotta find ways to let your teammate help you through that. Again, but the truth is, if we can't stay in character, it doesn't matter how good your characters are, we're gonna stop caring.
I love you.
You get a play title. If you can apply this both to improv and life, your improv is going to be better than ever, and your relationships are going to be better than ever.
If it's not natural, don't do it until it is natural. That was 100% the right choice.
The moment you realize you're stuck for a sec, stop and literally take a breath.
You have to react to that from his point of view as honestly as possible.
1, 2, 3.
Brian officiates weddings. That's kind of like something that he does.
What's your track record?
Like still married?
Yeah.
Like who stays together?
Like 1 in 4.
That's a
Okay.
losing
Reverse.
record there, bud.
Hurtful.
So I just got back in town late last night. How was the studio for a week without the old MD?
It was great.
It was so amazing.
Like nobody is really thinking about you at all.
You should be filming stuff every single day.
And you should be auditioning for yourself at your house, scheduling something in to better yourself in some way.
It's just always, it goes back to that, okay, you've got these great couple days, you've got these great auditions, you turned in that great paper, now what are you going to do on the 4th day?
Can I please end the podcast?
Yes.
All right, we'd like to give everyone a big bear hug here on Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
wow. That was just...
That is the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening. Happy Valentine's Day. We've got a guest here today, and he's cute. He's a cute boy, I'd say. Jared, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Open up the chest.
Oh, just flex those pectorals. Well, we're not talking about anything yet, actually. We're trying to get there. I love your Instagram videos. You can find Jared at Jared Mishlove. Optimal Gains.
Yeah, it's optimal gains, baby.
He said it like that. Optimal gains.
Optimal Gains!
Yeah, that's more like it. I like how Joey said it. You know, I am constantly analyzing how you guys teach and figuring out how I can implement those principles into my training with my clients, because I just envy it so much. I leave every single class here feeling like I learned something new.
If you don't have fingers, is there any other thing other than pull-ups maybe? That you can
Stop
do
making
to get started?
excuses and get up on the pull-up bar. You can't be a master of all. You want to hear?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Teen Quarantine. We are very excited to have you. Today we have Sam here with us. What's up, Sam?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired.
A little tired? We got you up a little early here this morning. You're like, I could use a couple more hours, but I appreciate you getting up with me.
Yeah, it's no problem.
So tell me, Sam, where are you at right now? Tell me about like life. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. So you're still in class. Things are still rocking. So tell me about you.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, it's been different. I have been homeschooled my whole life, so I'm more used to doing school at home and the online thing. But it's still crazy because I haven't been able to go out and like be with friends or any of that stuff. But when it comes to like the school side of things, it's more of what I'm used to. So that hasn't been as much of a shock. But yeah, I've been trying to stay busy with school, and there's still some acting stuff going on. So there's still some auditions coming through. It's not as much, but it's still happening. So yeah, I've been trying to keep busy. It's been weird because I haven't been able to be out, socialize and stuff like that. But yeah.
So you said you were homeschooled before all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's changed in that? Like, has anything changed in that context as far as like the way it's being done, or is it all the same for you as far as school goes?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty remaining the same. The only thing I say is changing would be co-ops, because a lot of that happens in the homeschool community where there's co-ops. Where many homeschool families will get together and we'll all do classes together. So that's not happening anymore, obviously, because you can't go out. So yeah, that's probably the one thing that's changed. But a lot of the stuff that you do on your own, with the reading and classes your mom will teach you or dad will teach you, that's still happening.
Cool. Okay, so as far as acting goes, man, you're still rocking it, still getting after it. I saw the other day you had your ring light. Right, so you've got your own like at-home setup. Tell me about with you. What got you into this? What got you into all this stuff? I'm curious.
Into the acting of it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I did theater for a while. I think I started at 9 or 10.
Okay.
My mom was just like, "You're gonna try this. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it." But so she brought all of us. I have 5 siblings, so. She put all this in there, and I loved it. and I stuck with it for the since I was 10 till 15 is when I think I stopped, and to like focus more time on LA, doing stuff like that. So I did it my whole life. That's where I have most of my really good friends from, and they're also all homeschoolers. So it was more of a homeschool theater, and yeah. So I fell in love with that. I really liked it, and I realized, well, hey, this could be a job that I could have for my life. So yeah, I went to this open casting call thing, and I got represented. How do you say it? Represented.
Yeah.
Representation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
and it's just been really fun from there. So I just kept going with it.
Nice. Okay.
It's been
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, I love that you called it earlier when we were talking. You called it your career. You know, you're like, I feel like right now I have to put my career on hold, and you know, as a you're 15, right?
16.
16. You're as a young 16-year-old, dude. That's like such a great mindset to have. Like to look at this and not just go like, oh yeah, this is some fun like hobby that I enjoy doing, but like seriously, like this is my craft, this is my job, and and yeah, things are adapting right now, and there aren't as many things like you said, but I'm not giving up on that. I'm not going like, oh okay, well just because there isn't as much, I'm just gonna stop. Like this is the time to get into it even more. So tell me about some of the stuff you are doing right now, like to keep active in that world, in that environment.
Okay. Yeah. So there's deering. Obviously, I've been doing that every Monday, which is definitely helping. It's awesome to be able to do that. But like the last week, there were a lot of these like open casting calls from different casting directors that are just trying to get as many people in as they can, I guess. So that was keeping me busy last week. They've been sending out lots of sides to work on and practice, and then send them into the auditions. And last week, that's what I a lot. But then more than that, just practicing monologues. Like even if it's not homework or assigned, just finding one on the internet or the ones that you've already sent me, just practicing those on my own and seeing what I can do with that it's definitely helped. Like just exercise you every day.
Dude, that is so huge. I think a lot of the times we do what we have to do and not beyond that. You know, it's like you're assigned these homework assignments and these things you're supposed to do, and so you do those things, but we don't take the time to go, okay, let me work on just working. Let me just pick up a monologue. Let me just pick up a commercial and just start doing that. So that's been a part of your everyday routine. Is that right? Kind of just picking some stuff up and just working on something.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
Trying to keep it every day.
So tell me about your schedule, man. Tell me about right now. Like, what does that look like for you? Because I know you mentioned a little bit about that as well. Do you have a set schedule right now? Like a way, like time you're getting up and like sort of like, I'm doing this here and I'm going to do school at this time, and sort of like, what's that look like for you right now in all this different world?
Yeah. Yeah. So my mom's been keeping us pretty on schedule.
Okay.
She gets us up at 7 or something. Yeah, pretty sure 7, because she makes us a schedule. That's just probably the homeschool process, but she's made us a schedule with all of her work and then extra work for acting and just other things that we want to do. So yeah, it's usually 7. We get up and then we just go right into the schedule for the day. And then whenever I finish up, that's when I finish up, and then that's when I can do other things like the monologues, or if I have a self-tape to do, I'll work on that.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been nice.
Cool. So she kind of gets that set for you. So you have that little advantage, right? I mean, she's got that set, and you're like feeling good.
She's awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. So now going into the friend space, you know, you talked about the struggle of that, and that I think we're all feeling that. I mean, I love our like our online classes, and it's so much fun. But I'm just ready to give you a hug. You know, I'm ready to like get back in and like same deal, get around friends and do that. And so right now, how are you hanging out with friends and doing stuff like that? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah. So we've all been FaceTiming a lot, talking on the phone. We actually just started a Minecraft server. So
what is that?
It's okay. You know Minecraft, the game?
Yeah.
Like a video game. Yeah. So we basically just made a server so that we can all play at the same time in the same world. And we haven't done it for years. And we did it when we were younger, and then we're like, well, what if we just did it now? So we made a big server. We got like 20 people on it or something, and we'll all get in a group call and just hang out and talk on there for hours whenever we have our free time. So that's been really nice. Or just like a couple of my friends will just FaceTime each other, and if we have something to say, or like one of my friends, whenever he learns something on guitar, he'll FaceTime me and show me. It's always funny to have those. But yeah, we've been keeping in touch, definitely.
Dude, I love that, because I was talking to my family about this the other day, and with a lot of the students we've had on here, this is different for sure. I mean, the way that we're interacting is different, and there's no doubt about that. However, it's kind of cool because we are creating different kind of memories and doing things that we wouldn't normally do. Like, when would you have thought, like, I'm going to create a Minecraft server and we're all going to jump on and go back into this Minecraft world we haven't been in a while, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there's something pretty cool about that. So I love that. Let's just keeping that stuff up is awesome. So what other questions do you have for me, man? What can I help you with? Where can we be growing?
Yeah. I guess probably one of the first questions would be, I think we were talking about it earlier, but what can I be doing at the moment to continue growing a career without going on the auditions interactively in that area? Because there's not as many coming through. So just what can I be doing to keep on growing?
Well, I mean,
this area?
I think you started with just that every day. So getting something going is going to be very key. So like you said, there is monologues and things like that, but there's all kinds of stuff. I'll give you a couple that you can be working on. But I would go right now, and first questions first. You got to dive into you and go right now in your acting. Where do you think you need the most growth? Like right now, where do you feel like, all right, in this area specifically, I'm struggling? Do you know what that is right now?
Yeah. I feel like it's been the same for a while. I've definitely, going to Deering has helped out a lot, but I think it would just be like creating like a new character every time that's unique. And then I also like get into it. So when I'm going through the lines, it doesn't look like I'm up there trying to remember a line or something like that. It would just be, you watch it and it looks like it's the character talking, you know? So like getting into the character realistically, I guess would be the answer to that.
Okay, sure. So we've started off doing some stuff like the 50 questions and started to break down characters, and I think that definitely had a breakthrough with you in this last class, even just like getting fully into it. I know one of the struggles has been like, let me just not just like kind of be, but go fully. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go crazy, right? Like your Tommy Boy one, for example. So I would continue to pick up different styles of pieces right now. Not necessarily the ones that you fit perfectly, but are going to take you outside of your comfort zone, things that you're going to have to really wrap your mind around playing. This is a totally different side. So right now, Tommy Boy is just very like high energy, like wild, you know, playing just this stuff that you're not used to playing. So you think about that same kind of thing. We've got the cool guy that you've played before. What are some roles that are like, man, this is way outside of what I've done normally. How do I get in the headspace of this character? So the first one that came to my mind, just because Matt was talking about this earlier in Ariella's, is like a Norman Bates type character, you know, or like some sort of character that's just like, you have to get in the headspace of somebody that is really hard to get into. And then you'll have to dive in and try and find some of those mannerisms and things that will help you physicalize and become them. So that would be number one, would be starting to do that. And then the second thing that I would say would be, honestly, the way that you have your school scheduled out, I would do the same for your acting. So let's say school's done at 3, okay? School's done at 3. You decide, I'm going to spend 30 minutes on purely monologues, like purely like just going to work my monologue and go through it during this time. And if school's not done at an exact time, I still know I have to, before I go to bed, non-negotiable half hour of this monologue, okay? I would do a little bit of technique work. So like literally like slating for camera, setting yourself up and like practicing that. I would do some tongue twisters that we've done, like really work on that voice. Like right now, get all the technical skills down and work them like crazy, so that when you get back into like zone and there's like audition, you're just ready to just keep pumping them out. And it's becoming such an easy process for you. But I think it can become really easy when it's not timed, when it's not like, oh yeah, I have to do this the way you have to do your school. Then it would be like, oh yeah, I want to, I'm going to get to this, but this ended up coming up. You know? Like your non-negotiable with school is if I don't do my school, I'm going to fail. And if I fail, I'm not going to college. If I don't go to college, blank, 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 you know, you go down this rabbit hole.
That's so good.
Right, exactly. So you do the same thing for your acting, and you go, okay, like what happens if I don't do this? If I don't do this monologue on this day, what? Because it's harder. I'm not going to see it the way that you see in the school, direct impact, but it will impact you. It will 100% impact you. So I go, all right, I'm going to treat it that way. I'm going to go like, if I don't do this, this would happen. And I say the same with all areas of life, because we want to balance life. So if I miss out on friend time today, what will happen? Like create these things in your mind and make it matter to you the way that like brushing your teeth would in the morning. Like you brush your teeth in the morning, right? That's like, it's like a thing we do, like hopefully, right? Like it's just a part of what we do. It's a routine. We hope, right? And so creating some of those, and it sounds like your mom's helping you with that, like through the school, but in your life, what things do you want? And when your mom's done scheduling the school part, your life should be scheduled for yourself. And I highly challenge you to start doing that, because if you do that, then you're going to learn how to manage your own life, and you're going to have to, because you're 16, you're getting closer to that age where pretty soon you're going to be an adult. And when that happens, nobody's running your life but you. You got it. And you're a smart kid. You're a smart kid, dude. And so if you can start to learn to, I mean, base it off mom's schedule. Look at that schedule and go, dang, this is a good schedule. I want to create something similar for myself. What does that look like? What does your optimal life look like? Cool.
Right.
What else do you got?
Yeah. Okay. So going along with the college thing that you're just talking about, kind of talking about being an adult, how would you, when it comes to college, mix in going to college with also acting? If you haven't like gotten an established like foot in the door somewhere in the acting, before going to college, how would you do the two?
So doing,
you know what I mean?
Elaborate a little more. So you mean like going to college versus not going to college? You mean like being in college and doing acting? What do you mean by that?
Right. Yeah. So, going to college, usually like 18, that's when I'm planning on going to college. If I wanted to continue acting, which I do, I would plan on going to college in California just to help out with that. But I guess like, what would, I guess, advice on how to manage the two? So is it a good idea to continue trying to act as much as I am now while I'm in college, or should I like take a break for that sort of time? Or
great question. Okay, so here's how I feel about breaks. Don't do them. Because here's the thing. You have built up a crazy amount of momentum, right? You said I've started this when I was it 10, right? So you've been doing this 6 years, and you recently started focusing on the LA side and doing that, but you've been doing this for a while. And so to go, all right, I'm going to now go into college, but because I'm in college, I'm just going to take a break on all this stuff. Well, that's just going to hinder you. It's going to put you backwards, and then you're going to have to jump back on the bike and relearn a bunch of skills and grow. Will you have to adapt? Yes. So right now is actually a great example of this, the way life is. Right now we are in an adapting mode, right? In life right now, we are having to adapt. You are having to learn to do Minecraft with your friends and FaceTime so that you can keep those connections going. It's tough, but you're adapting, right? You're adapting.
Right.
You're smiling.
Right.
You're up. You're crushing. You're still doing your school. You're making sure you get time for your acting. You are adapting. You're saying, all right, I understand that it's not the way it normally is. However, I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to stop. So in that same way, when you get to college, you're going to have to adapt. And I don't know what that's going to look like for you yet. You don't know what that's going to look like for you yet. But the one thing that I would say is non-negotiably, I do have to do it. I do have to keep working on acting. So it might turn into, okay, I can only do right now a half hour a day because my schoolwork load is like crazy. But I'm not going to not do it. Because it's not about, and we talked about this back in the workshop, Sam, it's not about the job itself. If the actor, if the person is continuing to grow, there's no way that you don't get to where you want to get to. There's no way. You can't put a timeline on it. You can't say tomorrow or the next day or whenever, but it's impossible for you not to get to your want. It's impossible. As long as you don't lose sight of that vision, as long as you don't quit and you keep getting better and keep getting better, keep auditioning, keep jumping online and doing audition after audition after audition. I mean, you've probably done hundreds, thousands at this point, right? And it can get discouraging. It can, because you're doing it over and over and over. And like you said, sometimes you're getting in the last round. It's like, oh, so close, right? But like, the truth of the matter is, if you love this and you keep doing it, then eventually the right thing will drop in your lap. Same thing when you get to college. Like, it's going to adjust. Things will adjust in your schedule. But if you keep growing, when auditions come up, you'll go out on those auditions. You'll do those auditions, but you'll keep growing the whole time. The thing is, it will be easy to set it aside if it's not a top priority for you. And I know it is, so you'll have to remember that. You'll have to remember homework and everything. This is my homework, and this is the hardest part about everything about, and I think the biggest lesson people are learning right now, it's self-discipline. Right? Like, it's all you. It's all you. Hold on one second. I got my my video's about to go out, so give me 1 second, Sam. I'm going to adjust something real quick.
All right.
It was flashing on me like battery low. I was like, uh-oh.
Gotta wrap this up.
Nah, all right. So yeah, I think it just straight up comes down to self-discipline. It comes down to learning how to schedule those things out for yourself. So do you do that, or like, is that a thing you struggle with?
With the self-discipline.
Yeah. Like having to do that, having to schedule things out yourself, having to like get down and go to it on your own. Like, where are you on that scale?
Right. Yeah, I'd say, honestly, it sounds weird, but like depending on the day, like some days I'll wake up, I'll be super motivated and I'll just tear through everything really quickly. And then other days I just won't be as, I guess, energized about it. And I'll just take a lot longer to get it done. Or I'll just keep putting it off the whole day, not the whole day, but most of the day, instead of getting it done. So I don't know why it'll change like that. Maybe it's not sleeping enough certain days or something, but it's just like some days I'll be super inspired to just get everything done and then do extra. because I want to get more done that day. But yeah, that's how it usually goes.
So let's see if we can figure that out, and that'll sort of be our wrap point here. On those days, let's talk about one of those days. Try and think back. What is it? Because I think we all do that. We have these days where we're like, yeah, let's get it, and you like go after it. And then there's some days you're like, I'm tired. like really.
I don't want to do it.
Right, exactly. So in those, let's talk both days. Motivation day. What gets you going? Like, what is it that's going, all right, dang, I got to get after this right now. I'm feeling it. It's like there's a gut feeling. Like, what is it?
Yeah. Thinking back, I'd probably say, yeah, it's like, I guess it's like a gut feeling where it's just like, I have this day to work, and I can get as much, like anything I want to get done in this day, I can do it. And then I could do extra. I could like start a business or something if I wanted to. And, but in order to get to that point, I have to do my school first. And so some days I'll wake up like that, and I'll be super inspired to do it, to do my school. So I can, after it's all done, I can work on something else. Obviously I haven't started a business or anything, but it's always a possibility.
Well, actually, and, hold on a second, because you have started a business.
That's true.
I'm serious. So everybody is a business, by the way, everybody, because you're always selling something. But you're an actor, which means you are a business. Do you have an actor Instagram? Like an actor page, actor stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's a business, dude. That's a business.
That's true.
Like, you're acting, you should treat it like a business. You are a business owner of Sam. That's it. Like, you are in, like, LLC,
Samco.
like, yeah, Samco, for real. Like, for real. You're going out right now, and this is the thing. You jump on auditions, right? And you're going and you're submitting and auditioning and auditioning. That's a job. You're auditioning. You're doing job interviews every single day. That's a job. You run a company. And so actually, if you can wrap your mind around that, then you can go, I do have a company to run. I do have, the same way you have to get school done, I have to get after this acting stuff because it's my career. You described it to me all the way at the beginning of today. You are a CEO. You are the CEO of Samco. And so, for real, if you can get your mind wrapped around that and realize that, it's like, if I decide to take a day off, then Samco took a day off. And do I really want that? Do I want to take one step back? Like, we'll talk about this setup here and everything. Like I told you, I'd show you it. This is sort of the whole setup. We've set up a whole studio. You'll see it when you watch back live. But we worked so hard, Matt and Joey specifically, slaved over this place to make it look so awesome. Like, they've moved lights, and every day they've unplugged all the lights and plugged them back in, unplugged the lights, and it's looking sweet, dude. It's like a studio in here, like a film studio, like a legit film studio. And it's like, dang, like,
nice.
But it's one of those things where it would have been super easy to just leave this stuff up, and it was fine 2 weeks ago. It was fine. Looks good. Like, class was fine 2 weeks ago, right? Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't want fine, you know? You want great. You want next level. And because you are a business owner, and you are, now you look at your business and you go, I have to get after it to make this thing run. I have to audition today. It doesn't matter if it's some rando one that's online or some, like, whatever submission, even a fake one. I have to get better today because this is my business. And you're thinking in the terms of your goals. You know?
Yeah, that's good.
And I think that will help you with your motivation. So I would dive all the way into your deep why. Like, and you may have to sit down and really figure this out. Like, why is it for you that you want to be an actor? Like, what is the purpose behind it?
Right.
So with me and the stuff that I do, I specifically want to do what I do with speaking in this stuff because I want to impact a certain amount of lives. I want to specifically help people to see that they have this joy inside them that they can tap into. That no matter what situation is going on, no matter what crazy things, I don't know if you saw the morning Easter show yesterday, but Matt talked a little bit about my sickness. but I've had a lot of stuff going on very recently with my kidneys, and it's like I can choose whether or not I let that drag me down, or I can choose whether or not I let it lift me up. So that's what gets me out of bed in the morning, is this idea of service, of coming out and getting excited about building up this thing that we know is impacting a lot of lives. That Daring Studio is getting out there and we're changing lives. We're being a light. Yeah, we teach acting, like that's something we do, and we use acting as the vehicle for personal development, but it's really about helping you become the best version of you. And that gets me out of bed in the morning. So there are some days I bet you wake up and your motivation is, I'm just excited to go do some acting stuff. Like, if you can take it even a little deeper and go, why? What is it about this? What do I want to do with this? Like, if you got, and this is something that celebrities talk about, being a celebrity isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Like, everybody thinks it would be this like amazing thing. It's extremely stressful. It's extremely stressful in a lot of ways because you are in the spotlight, right? Everybody's watching you. Everybody's following you. You can't go have dinner without people. Like, there's this thing. So when that's happening, you're getting seen, and people are following what you do. They're seeing things, and they're like, based on what you do, they'll make decisions. Okay, so you go, if I became a celebrity, let's say I got to this status where people are following me, what would I want them to see? Why would I want to be in this field in a place where people could model themselves after me? Why would that be important to me? And you might find in your core there's a specific message that you have that you want to get out there, that you want people to know and understand, and you think they need to know. And this is different for everybody. So some people have had like tough upbringings, like really tough upbringings, and they want to reach people who have had that. Some people have been in situations where they were completely alone, and they want people who are alone to feel like that's not the case. Some people, like myself, are super close with God and have this deep connection to spirit and want the whole rest of the world to experience that the way I have. And so for you, if you can go into your acting and go, what is it that drives me, that makes me want to get out there and do this and make a difference, then I think that's going to help you get up in the morning every time. And when you don't want to, you remember your why. And you go, I have to. And not because I want to, because I have to. It's like the guy who's running. There's this story of this speaker talks about it, and basically he's running these marathons, and this guy's like, dude, I just don't get it. How do you get out? Like, how do you like getting up in the morning? How do you like running? And he's like, I don't freaking like that. It's like, I don't like getting up this super early time and like running miles on miles, but I do it because I know what I want. I know what I want from life, and this is going to get me there. It's not about comfort.
Right.
Yeah. Dude.
It's good.
How you feeling right now? How you feeling? You're looking good. You feeling good?
Feel inspired, man.
Okay, so here's the trick. When you're not inspired, you need to have little things that are going to get you there. Right? Because right now, you're right. I feel this, dude. And it happens to me. I'll get off of like out of one of Matt's classes or working with him on something, and we're like, yeah, let's get it, you know? And then the next day, it's like, all right, well, now it's another day, you know? Like, let me get up.
Yeah.
Like, so what I would challenge you, and this is I like giving someone a challenge at the end. Figure out your deep why, okay? And then also create a list of motivation things that you can put up around your room and in different spots that are going to remind you of that why and remind you of the things that you need to do to continue to motivate yourself. Because again, when we can see that bigger picture, that long-term vision thing, it's going to be so much easier to get up and do those things when you don't feel like it. And there's going to be plenty of times, honestly, majority of the time, you're not going to feel it. There's going to be feel motivation days where you're like, yeah, but those come less than the days, in my opinion, where you're like trying to get through.
It's true. Yeah.
So figure out what those things are. Get them planted in your room. Like, I see the walls around here. You could throw some things up on the wall or wherever, like, literally, like, yeah, stuff that's going to just remind me. I love it. remind you of
Some
that
art.
deep why. Yeah, some art, whatever. I don't know what it is, you know. And some of it might be blank because of the auditioning, and that's awesome. But like just things that are gonna do that and finding that deeper why. And I think I'd love to check in with you on that next week and sort of just hear what you ended up discovering and see if we can share that out and talk about it. Maybe inspire some other people to do the same.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you coming on. This was awesome. I'm very thankful for
Yeah,
you, my
this
friend.
is good. Yeah, you too. You too. You guys have helped me out a lot.
Thanks, dude. And I got to tell you, like, it's been inspiring watching you continue to grow, you know, because you're, again, one of those guys who's making decisions to take action on some of this stuff. And watching you even develop through your Tommy Boy monologue has been so awesome recently. Just seeing this whole new side of you, and I'm excited to just keep pushing that. And so keep getting after it. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in class tonight, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you, dude. See ya.
See you later.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for another episode here of Teen Quarantine. We appreciate you, very grateful for you. We are here every single day. Tune in, watch us. You can subscribe, like, follow, and see more of our content. We're all about putting out more light-driven content to help you guys grow. So text in, email, and we can get you on the show, and would love to see you. Thank you, and thanks for following us.